I use the Apper's Learning Environment Scale to assess the classroom. And after assessing this classroom in particular, I found that it really had a lot of strengths. The areas that I assessed was social competence and personal independence, functional behavior, family involvement, and teaming. And in social competence and or personal independence is where I found that the class had a lot of strengths. For social competence, within the class, everything was built around social interaction and interventions. Each activity was completely about how to socialize. So it really had a lot of strengths in that area. The only thing that I did see is that they didn't have structured peer mediation or a buddy, a social buddy, or anything like that. They didn't have any formal um, program or intervention set up in the class, which I think that this classroom was lacking for sure. I recommend for them to implement some sort of program like this for the kids because it would definitely benefit them. Currently, they have a lot of social interaction. It's just not set up, and no strategies are put in place. It's just they have exposure. The next area was personal independence and competence. And there are several strategies in place to promote students' personal independence. Some of these were they use picture schedules and transition objects and picture prompts. They use several of them to promote self management skills, such as like they'll use a checklist or verbally talking about their behaviors to help them understand what they need to do. So I definitely think this is another area of strength in this class. For functional behavior, I felt like this was also another strength. When I was there, I did not see any behaviors that impeded the students' learning. And when I asked about how they worked with a student when there was a interfering behavior, and they explained to me how the process went. And I think that this is another great strength that this class had. They had everything set up to support the student, and if they did have an interfering behavior, they would do a functional assessment and set up a strategy, data collect. Everything that they should be doing, they were doing. So I really feel like that area that was also another strength for them. And then as far as family involvement, they really got the family involved in helping and supporting. And with this parent, they helped this parent try supporting the parent at home, explain to them in terms that they understand what kind of strategies they use for him. I really feel like they are a team and they collaborate together, and all the members participate. So I really think that this is a great strength for them. But one weakness I do see in the program is the training of the paraeducators. So as far as the teaming goes, they do have the paraeducators that are not trained. And some of the professionals that come in, they're not trained. So they have ABA therapists. They're very undertrained. So I feel like that is another weakness of the program, is that they don't have very highly qualified individuals working with these kids. And so that's why you see a lot of failure. I've heard a lot of people complain about therapists, the ABA therapist, and a lot of the time it's because they are undertrained. They are not prepared to work with students that have extremely interfering behaviors. There are many things in this program that are already put in place, and the only things that I feel like they have a weakness in is the training for the professionals, for the paraeducators, for the ABA therapist, and also social peer strategies should be addressed. They don't have any formal strategies set in place, and this would be such a great benefit if you had those peer models that were taught how to interact with these kids. It would definitely benefit them.